Hi everyone, this is Angel Life Makeover and this is Andrea Dumbecki. I'm excited to be here with everybody here in Washington State. We are in the midst of a snowstorm, so I'm just kind of staying inside, getting some stuff done and enjoying the energies of the snow, of the winter, working with the winter fairies to be in harmony with the winter season and to enjoy the season. So today we will be working on emotional healing with the angels. This is a really important topic right now as we ascend, as we move into the Aquarian era in 2021. We're learning how to flow with ourselves in new holistic ways. We're understanding where we need work. And for me, that's been emotions. As someone who is considered kind, saint-like, angelic even, and my mother was too, I'm someone who suppresses my anger, suppresses my truth, and am often a doormat and non-assertive. And I know, like many of us, we need to learn these skills in this lifetime, so that we can balance these parts of ourselves. We can still be a kind person with boundaries. We can still be a kind person that has anger. We don't have to let these things run our life, but we have to embrace them in an honest way and really help ourselves to dance with that part of ourselves. So today we're going to be talking about full integration of our emotional body. I know personally I fear my emotional body. If it's a part of me that feels wild and out of control and even violent. And so for me, I've had to dance, I've had to journal, take long walks, do certain things to help me to express my emotions, because it felt like at a young age I was programmed that it was wrong to rattle the boat, right? You don't want to get in trouble in school, you don't want to yell at people, you don't want to just cause turmoil. And I felt that throughout my adult life, even if I was being honest with people, that they didn't want to feel it, they didn't want to hear it, right? So I've learned at a young age to not be assertive, to survive. So as I work on this, and I think that there's a collective soul group working on this, we're working with strengthening the sacral chakra, the belly area, the confidence area of the solar plexus, and just bringing more balance into this with assertiveness, conviction, honesty, and being honest with ourselves. That it's okay if we feel different things. It doesn't mean we're a bad person. If we're angry sometimes, if we hate people, it doesn't mean we're a bad person. And we have many tools. We can pray with God and the angels to balance our emotions, to help us to have a higher perspective, to forgive, to discern, and to really manage our circumstances. But we can also dig deeper into what are our feelings telling us? Do we need to change jobs? Are we unhappy in life? Are we not speaking truth to our partner or our friends? Have people hurt our feelings and we hid it? Are we alienating ourselves from others because we are not honest with them? I find this a really big issue with empaths, where they'll isolate themselves because they can't be honest about boundaries. And so I've learned this in my life. There has to be a balance. I love people, but sometimes I really want to be alone. And so what I've learned is to have an honesty with my trusted friends and family members. I can have an honesty that, like, oh, I'm not feeling well today, I need to rest, or I can only hang out this much time, or I need this in my life. I mean, a big part of that also is asking for help when we need it. I think a lot of us have shame about that and pride. So a lot of energies are moving as I'm talking. The angels are bringing in some rainbow energies into the belly, spiraling those around, helping you to realize where you've been detached from your emotional body and what therapeutic things can you bring in to balance your emotional body. So I want to talk about some emotional healing tools. Number one is always journaling is amazing. I'm talking to friends, trusted people that you can speak your truth to, that you can vent to. There's an amount of venting or even complaining that I feel is healthy to get things out. And you can always pay a therapist or a counselor, go for spiritual healing sessions. Another self-care tactic that is wonderful is dance and body motion. I find dance is amazing. And also just going for like long walks in nature. It seems to kind of walk out the emotional body. Also self-expression, creativity, any type of meditation, listening to meditation, quiet time just to be with ourselves. That's really great. Another great thing is any type of music, listening to music, creating music, doing sound healing. I have a drum. That's a great tool for me. Also the singing bowl and tuning forks. But I always remind everybody, especially right now, to trust your own intuition. There's so many tools out there that we can use. We have to listen to our being, what works for us. Another thing is facing your stuff, right? If you have a mean boss, facing them. It doesn't mean you have to fight, but you can calmly tell them to treat you better, or, pray about what you need to do. Same thing with a family member. If a family member is taking advantage of you, or there's something wrong that you're not speaking up about and it's building up an anxiety, look at why you feel like you can't speak up, that you'll get in trouble. Because that was a huge programming in my family, that my mother was always passive aggressive, and I remember her always being mad at people but never told them, and then she'd like pout and had this suppressed anger, but to their faces she was always like really sweet, and everybody said she was so nice. And I remember as a kid, the few times that she did tell people off, I felt really good about it. Like I felt like mommy's so powerful and she could protect us, and she's like this goddess that could like stand up for herself. So it's like that energy of having a backbone, and looking at like, do you avoid conflict? Are you afraid of honesty and assertiveness? Are you afraid of people's wrath? Now this is a huge one for me. I was afraid if I rattled the boat that people would curse me. I was afraid of the wrath and anger of others when I spoke up. And so when I dig deep on that, that was a lack of self-esteem in my lineage from being abused on different levels. The women were abused on different levels, and there was a low self-esteem. So this kind of ties into low self-esteem. So we can work with our guardian angels to start to embrace our emotional body, do deep emotional healing, and start to look regularly at what emotions are bothering you. Are there fears bothering you? Are there worries? So fears and worries we can heal through direct connection with God, resetting to the truth about reality, that we're safe, that we're sovereign, that we're being looked out for, that solutions are coming. And then the other things are personal relationships, resentment, lack of truth, feeling taken advantage of or wronged by others. This is a huge one. Once we can embrace that, we can start to make a toolkit. And usually the toolkit is always forgiveness and compassion, honesty, and then also protection, calling on protection, that if you feel like you've been wronged in relationships in the past, that you can be protected in the future, whether that's a work relationship, romantic relationship, friendship, just bringing in that emotional healing for that. And the third thing is denying our intuition. This is a huge one. We get a bad feeling about someone or a job or something, but we keep pursuing it. Why do we go against our inner grain or our inner truth? So that's something that's really important with the emotional body. And as I talk about this, the angels are bringing in this energy of being aware of the gift of our emotional body. Our emotional body, our inner core, emotional center, I find it's in the belly, is a powerful place of intuition, a powerful place of knowing. And when we can embrace that, we can start to feel more balanced on earth. We're looking at deep ancestral belief systems that we are subservient, that we are oppressed, that our feelings, our needs don't matter, or that we are a burden. Lots of the old style parenting was this way, right? Have the kids be quiet, don't rattle the boat. So at a young age, we were taught to, not cause trouble, don't be too loud, don't be too needy. So there's lots of things at work, lots of programming from a young age. So we're going to walk everyone through an emotional healing now with the angels. And we're just going to embrace our emotional center. And we're just going to imagine the rainbow ball of energy is in our belly, in our core. And we're just kind of swirling this energy, and we're at peace with this energy. We want to imagine that our whole being is in this energy, and that we are just kind of embracing it with self-love. Self-love is a huge tool for emotional healing. Everything you feel is okay. Emotions are waves in the ocean. If you feel anger, pain, guilt, shame, it doesn't have to run your life. We are letting it up and out. This is also a healing emotional eating. Are you eating to oppress anger, fear, stress? So we just want to start to flow with the wisdom of our emotional center, bringing that beautiful rainbow energy in there. And we're looking at what emotions are out of control that we need to kind of feel, release, and heal. Is fear running you? Is resentment or bitterness running you, just kind of acknowledge that and take a deep breath that we are not our fear, we are not our anger, we are not our resentment. And all of these things are teaching us things, right? Our fears might teach us where we need to boost our faith. Our resentment might teach us where we need to forgive and bring compassion or empowerment and protection. All these things are linked to belief systems and programming, right? So we want to start to look at, are our belief systems and programmings making fearful emotions? And this is a big pattern. So we want to start to align our belief systems, our thoughts, with the highest and best, with the divine mind of God, with the diamond mind consciousness, going up, up, up to that higher consciousness. And then when we do that, our emotions are going to calm. So there's lots of human evolution going on right now. The angels remind you that your emotions are also there for your pleasure, for manifesting, for creating joy and love. So we want to look at the full emotional spectrum and be at more peace with that. So I'm wishing you lots of emotional healing. This is Andrea Dumbecki from angelfairyhealing.com. Please join my Facebook group. If you want to connect, that's Angel Fairy Healing with Andrea Dumbecki. I'm also offering private sessions, and I have a large library of classes on my website. You could also visit my YouTube channel for healing videos. I'll talk to you guys soon.